So now for problem number 25, and this is from 1.3, we've got a very similar situation. It's a double your money. It says determine how much time is required for an investment to double if the interest rate is 6.25%. Now remember, we're going to have to convert that to a decimal, so it's 0.625. Do we know what the original amount is? No, so it's just A naught. And do we know what the final amount is?
Double.
Yeah, it's double, right? So why don't we just call this A, or in other words, we're going to take this equation of 1 plus r raised to the t equals A, but we know that the original amount would be A, and that what we want to end up with is 2 times A, right?
Yes.
So now algebraically what I could do is just divide both sides by A, and that's where you get that 1 and 2 stuff. So this would just be 1 times this stuff, so it'll be 1 plus r times t is equal to 2. So this is almost identical to the other problem that we did. So I'm going to say the only thing that's different is that I'm going to say 1 plus 0.0625 times t equals 2, and then I can solve that, or I could think of it as 1.0625 raised to the t equals 2. And I can solve that the same way graphically. I'm just going to make a slight adjustment on my calculator. I'm going to change this first function to 625, right? And now if I graph that, you'll see that it's pretty much going to be the same answer. It'll be a little different because you have the interest rate. So now if I've graphed both functions, there's my first function, there's my second function. So I'm going to graph this function and graph this function and figure out where they intersect. So if I hit second calc, the option number 5, which is intersect, my calculator will approximate the intersection. I want to get my cursor on the first curve as close as I can, cursor on the second line as close as I can, guess as close as I can, and now it's going to be a shorter amount of time, which makes sense, right? Right. Now what does t represent? Time in years. So we would say that t is about, it's a little more than 11 years. So you could write 11, you could write 12, or you could say 11.43 years. It really depends on the question, how they ask it. All right. So just think about that. By increasing the interest rate by like a little bit more than, it's not even 1 whole percent, it's like a 0.5%. You almost cut your time in half. See, that's where banks make money. They pay interest on your savings account